Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. If the video here looks kind of strange, I'm going to try to explain it to you. And first, let's turn the volume, or we'll mute the radio here. Okay, and we'll go back. This is the screen that you were seeing. And what has transpired, I have struggled for a couple of years now having a screen capture program that will capture my screen and capture it for more than 10 minutes. I've been using a screen capture program, Cam Studio, which is a free application. It's a real old application, and because of that, it hasn't been upgraded for years, and it's limited as far as capturing to the amount of free memory your computer has. And for me, that typically means it'll capture for about 10 to 12 minutes. And I typically ramble for longer than that, so I have to be careful. Yesterday morning, about the same time, which is 7 o'clock in the morning here in Clearwater, Florida, I attempted to do a show where I'm just kind of scanning the bands using this latest version of SDRuno. The problem is, when you're scanning the bands, it usually consumes a lot of time. And I went over the 10 to 12 minutes that I had available using that program. Now, the program doesn't tell you when you've recorded too long. You don't know that until you finished, and say it was 20 minutes, and it goes to save the file, because again, it's buffering its capture in memory. And what happens is when you say, okay, stop recording, and you go to save the file, it starts saving the file, and that's when it crashes. And so your 20 minutes of video recording is gone. So several people have suggested this program here. It's another free program. It's fairly complicated because it has a ton of features, and you can do some really wild things with it. And it's called OBS. And so, since once again, as of yesterday, I ran into that stone wall using my other capture software, I thought I would try this program again. The reason being I was trying it now is because I got a email notice about someone who had recently done a YouTube tutorial on how to set this program and for beginners, which I am definitely a beginner as far as this program is concerned. And like I say, I tried it 9 months ago, and I just failed miserably, crashed and burned. So I watched his video, and it was very straightforward, and even my little feeble mind could understand it. And I'm like, well, give it another try. So it worked. I did a little 5-minute trial, and it worked. So now I'm going full-blown, and I'm going to, I don't know how long I'm going to ramble here, but we'll see if it'll capture it all, and I'm going to try to ramble, which shouldn't be too hard for me, for 15 minutes to see how it goes. Now, here's some information that's given me down on the bottom here. It says I've been recording for 14 minutes, and the CPU usage is only 7%. That was one thing I was afraid of, because when I tried it 9 months ago, I tried it on kind of a feeble computer. I have a lot of computers, and most of them are ancient technology. A lot of them run Windows XP, and it had some problems. And then, of course, I was having problems understanding how to use it. So I got it set up. I used the example the gentleman had in this show, and I have I have the full screen capture, and I have a video device capture, which is my webcam, which is this kind of reddish thing right here. Now, I can minimize this screen so we can see something more understandable. So there is SDRuno, so that's running. Now, what I don't see on my screen is I don't see that webcam little box in the corner. Again, I'm just experimenting. That may be, a waste of time. Just experiment. But I'm trying to think of, some possibilities where I'd want to have a screen capture and have the camera like looking at a radio or something. So, for instance, I could be comparing this SDR Play SDR versus my Grundig 750, and I could have the camera pointed at 750. Right now, that reddish blob is a lava lamp. It just turns out I pushed my camera and the stand for it over in the corner, and that's where the camera ended up pointing at the lava lamp. So that's what you're seeing. There's a ton of options in that screen capture software. I'm just scratching the surface and doing a preliminary test to see how things go. So anyway, what I was trying to do yesterday is I was just trying to scan the bands to see if there's any shortwave activity that I could pick up. Shortwave propagation has been in the toilet lately. The solar flux index number has been down in lower 70s, and a couple of days was even below that. And of course, we want that number to be 100 or more. So band conditions are pretty terrible. I'm tuned in right now to 5 megahertz WWV, and it's kind of coming in. If you look at the waveform here, it's a pretty good signal. So let me turn the audio back on and let you listen for a few seconds.
Universal time.
Okay, I could barely, and I know you couldn't hear it, I could barely hear the female voice out of Hawaii, that's pretty far away. So I could barely hear that. The one out of Colorado, the male voice, I could hear pretty good. So not too bad considering the conditions. This huge signal here is a Spanish station. Let me just try something here. I'm going to click on it, and let me adjust the frequency so it's a nice even frequency. And now let's go over here. I love this feature on this program. Filter by the frequency. And sure enough, it told me there are some stations. I don't recognize them. They do look like Spanish stations, probably south of me in maybe South America or Cuba. I'd have to look these up. I don't recognize them. So that's probably what I'm hearing. And boy, that's a signal that's booming in. Now here's some kind of data or something that's popping up every once in a while. It's not very often, and it's, like I say, it's probably data, maybe radar. So let's go to, let's see if I can get anything from Asia. At this time in the morning, I'm usually able to get China radio. Used to be able to get Radio Australia, but they're gone. But I tried that radio, the new Australian radio, which is at 5.055 earlier this morning, and I don't see much of a signal there. Yeah, just noise. Here's another station. Let me click on this and see what it shows. This is out of Lebanon, Tennessee. So I should be able to get that.
Amplifier that would convert it up to 25 to 1300 megahertz, and you can use it for a short wave. And probably should put a TR switch in it.
I wonder what program that is. Oh, that could be. It says over here, again, this is really helpful, that there is a program called Ham Nation on WTWW at 300. Well, it's not 300 UTC. It's way beyond that, so that's not correct. Anyway, the other thing about this software is that I can tell it to use two inputs as far as the, well, at least I can, what am I trying to say here? Try it again. You can add multiple audio inputs as well as multiple video inputs and screen capture and all this stuff. Lots of options. So what I have done is I have the audio that's coming to my speakers being recorded in addition to the microphone input. So in the past, what I've had to do is, if I was doing a show like this, I would have to have the microphone next to my speakers so that the microphone could pick up the output of the speakers. With this software, theoretically, it can pick up that audio going to the speakers, so you don't, I could turn my microphone off, and then you could listen to nice, clean audio coming out of or going to my speakers. Another nice feature. Let's check up at 9. Whoops. 9:57. What should be, and here it found it, China Radio, KBS, a whole bunch of entries. Of course, these duplicates are programs at different times, same frequency, different times. There's a little bit of a signal there. Let's take the mute off. Nope. Nothing intelligible. This is where I normally, up until the solar flux index went in the toilet, I was able to listen to China Radio 9.570. Not right now. There's a signal here. Let's see what this could be. Let's tune it up to its uneven frequency. Oh yeah, there's lots of there. Let's see what it sounds like.
Dan tidak bertolak dengan penyakit. Kadang-kadang orang pesakit digunakan dengan jumlah yang tidak sesuai, yang mana telah ditentukan oleh dokter. Itu berbahaya terhadap penyebaran yang tidak disangka-sangkakan.
I'm not sure what that is. Let me let it play for a few minutes, and if you know what station that is or what language that is, put something in the comment to let us all know. Here we go.
Dari harga yang ada di desa dengan mudah. Setiap masa kerajaan menggalak kepada menggunakan harba menjadi satu pilihan dalam merawat penyakit dengan jamin dan obat harba diakui sebagai obat utama bagi negara. Majelis Perubatan Kementerian Kesehatan menggalak kepada rakyat.
It sounds a little. You see a lot of entries of Radio Thailand. It sounds a little bit about like it might be Thailand or whatever they call their language. It could be it. And it's a pretty strong signal. Yeah, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive. They're on, a lot of time. Let's see, what time it is? It's 1200 hours UTC. Yeah, there's some up here. 1200 hours right in here. Now this database has several other columns. Like slide over here. And you can actually go in and change these entries. You can actually, like for instance, there's a column over here, there's a couple of blank columns. You could put some stuff in here. Or I think you could even add new columns. I'm not learned how to use this very well yet. I'm just beginning. No, let's move on. Let's see if there's any more good signal. There's it looks like maybe a marginal signal right there. Right, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on that frequency, including China radio. Let's see if we can understand it. Dude, there's something there, but there's a buzz on top of it, so it's getting clobbered. Oh, my setup is my RSP Play 1 with the medium wave filter, and it's going to my G5 RV antenna, which is on the tip of my roof at 20 feet, and it's 102 feet long. Okay, let me check down here, and we've gone for 16 minutes. Whoa, and I'm losing my voice. So I think for a test, I think this will be a good test to see if this recording is successful or not. And again, this right here, and I can move it. This down here is my camera pointing at a lava lamp. Let me move it here, show you that it's live. There it is. I've got to be careful. It's tied up with another cable on top of it, so I got to be careful. But that's it, and it's live. Unfortunately, my lava lamp is not live. I don't know what it is. I love these lava lamps, and I don't know what it is about them, but after about a year or so, the lava just sits there in a glob. It doesn't want to flow anymore. So I don't know if they make a kit to fix these things, because they're getting pretty pricey now. How did I get on that subject? Oh well. Anyway, I think I've recorded enough to test this out. Now you can see down here, here is the mixer they have, and I've added the microphone and I've added the desktop audio, which is the output to the speakers. Then I also see down here, it has the video capture device. That's my camera. So, and you, like I say, you can add a whole bunch of things in this list. And let's see what it's doing about CPU usage. It says it's only 7.6. That's pretty darn good. Now let's, there's a CPU usage over here. And I forgot how to read it. Oh, it says the SDR program is using 11%. And the system is using 30%. That's pretty good if that's really, it's reworking, because I've struggled with screen capture programs trying to capture like software like this or SDR console, where it's the CPU is struggling. And if you're overrunning the CPU, what typically goes bad is your audio starts breaking up. Okay, that's enough on that. I'm going to stop this recording and see if it worked. If it did, I will post it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.